Good morning, y'all. Today we're going to have fry bread and egg. And usually people just make fry bread and cook it by itself, but I'm going to add the egg just to have a little more interest to eating it, I guess you could say. And it's very simple. The fry bread only takes the grease that you fried in, which it's a lot better if you use bacon grease or fatback grease or sausage grease or something like that to give it that flavor than if you just use oil. And I'm gonna cook it over an egg, and so it's very reasonably priced meal and very good, we think. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you down. This is the cast iron skillet that I'm gonna use, and I have fatback grease in my grease pot, and I'm gonna go ahead and let that be melting. I already have my pan, I have it on medium. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my egg, and I'm going to give it a chance to be cooking just a little bit. And now I'm going to mix up my flour, and I use water. Some people use milk, but I like water because I think it gives it a better flavor. So that's about a cup of flour, and depending on how many you want to make would be how much flour you use naturally. And then add some water. You don't want it too thin and you don't want it too thick, but the water is going to absorb into the flour, and it's going to be a little thicker than what you think after it sits for a minute. And so I think I put just a little bit too much water in that, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my egg over. And just stir that up. You don't want to get the lumps and stuff out. You just want to get it blended. So now I'm going to put it over my egg. Just enough to cover the egg. And when you make this, the egg is kind of shielding the bread where you're not going to see the bubbles come up in the center, but when you make this just the fry bread, you'll see the bubbles come up and you know it's time to turn it. And I had it on medium, but I'm going to cut it down just a tiny bit. And you can see the bubbles hopefully around it. So now I'm going to turn it over. And this cooks up really fast. This is a really quick breakfast. And just let it go for a minute or two, and it will be ready. And I think the best grease to use, in my opinion, is the fatback grease, because it's a little salty and it just gives it such a good flavor. And bacon grease is good too. So really anything that you want to use would work just fine. Like I said, just oil does not have flavor, and that's really not too good to use. So this is ready, and I'm going to do one more for you. They kind of look like a pancake. And you just put your oil in the pan, or your grease. You put your egg. And I break the yellow. You might want to leave the yellow unbroken if that's how you like your eggs. I'm not the biggest fan on runny yolks. But you let it cook on one side and then the other side. And while that other side is cooking, you can go ahead and put your flour and water mixture. And watch for the bubbles. And like I say, it doesn't take but just a couple minutes. I'm going to hold this one up and let you see closer how it looks. And you don't really need to put salt, because if you use fatback, because the salt is in the grease, and to me it's salty enough. Then you turn it over. You can make the cakes. Sometimes they're called hoe cakes, but you can make the cakes, and if you excuse me, if you don't use a salty or a meat flavored grease, you could put some peanut butter and jelly on it or something like that, even pancake syrup, and eat it that way. So this one is just about ready, and I'll give it just another second. And it's done. So this is them cooked, and I'll give it a taste for you. This is so good. I just love the flavor of this, and it's very filling and quick and inexpensive to make. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope that you get to make this for your family. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.